Hello, welcome to Tuesday Tea with Elsa. As you see, I am not in the horse pasture today. I'm in my car and I do have tea, but I get to travel today. And that has me thinking a little bit about experiential learning. I'm just going to talk briefly today. This is going to be a shorter tea time because I've got to scoot to the airport. I'm headed to Montana to head to a small clinic. And it has me thinking about a saying that I heard recently. And the saying was, I've learned a lot from my teachers. I have learned more from my colleagues, but I have learned the most from my students. And this is really powerful for me because I think it is very true. But I was thinking about, why is that true? Good morning, Julie. I was thinking about, why is it true that we learn so much from our students when we go to teach something? And I think it is because of experiential learning. When we are taught, when we have a teacher, we are told what we should do or what we should think about. And then we have to translate that into the experience that we have that does the actual teaching. When we work with colleagues, when we work with people who are solving the same kind of puzzles we are, it's a different kind of learning where we're all problem solving together. And it's experiential too, but it's more of a mental puzzle. When we teach students, it is a little bit like going to a good movie. Hi, Kathleen. Thanks for joining us. All of us love a good story. We love a good movie. We love to see a storyline evolve. And I think that's because we get to experience through someone else. We see their experience unfold. And I think that's why we learn so much from our students, is that we set up the environment, we give them instructions, we give them something to try, and then we watch it happen. As they have the experience of trying something, that experiential learning is really powerful. And as a teacher, we get to watch it all happen. We get to watch it all develop. So this morning, I got asked to do a centered riding lesson. And for those of you who know me, I was a centered riding instructor for a long time. I don't do it very often. I do more horse training now in my variety of freedom-based training. But it's really fun for me to step back into that position of being a riding instructor for a change. So let's see if I can do this without blocking my camera. I have these cool little things here with me. These are gel-filled rubber balls, and they are about 2 pounds, and they're kind of heavy. And what you do is you can ride the horse and carry them, and you feel the muscles that are engaged in your core, you feel the muscles that are in your back, you feel the muscles that are through your shoulders. And when you feel those muscles in action, you can feel the stability that's created as you're riding your horse. This is a form of experiential learning. And it's so much fun for me as a teacher to be able to set up the environment for that experience. And even if I'm not having the experience myself, I can see the expression on my student's face. I can see the expression on the horse's face. I can see all of the experience developing a whole new set of neural pathways in the brain. You know, when I do this, this happens. When I feel these muscles, this happens. And that experiential learning is, I think, the most powerful learning there is. Now, obviously, if I'm experiencing it myself, the learning is going to be very powerful. But there's something really beautiful about watching someone else experience learning. And so when I set someone up for a centered riding lesson and I hand them a 2-pound rubber ball to carry around, that is an experience that they will feel in their body. And it's so much more powerful than me saying, you should put your shoulders back, or you need to ride with stronger core muscles, or, any of the things that I say that one should do. Those are just words, and they don't mean anything until someone feels it, until they experience it and go, yeah, that's better. And so this is the same thing I try and do with freedom-based training, is I set up the environment so that I share time and space with the horses in a way that the horse goes, oh, yeah, that's better. Let's do that again. If we can experience that together, that's the most powerful learning there is. And obviously, me experiencing what it feels like is really going to teach me that there's something about watching someone else experience a feeling they haven't had before and go, oh yeah, that's better. So I'm really excited. I'm about to get on an airplane. I'm going to go to Montana. I'm going to teach a small group of people. And I get to watch, as I set up the environment, students going, oh yeah, I feel that. That's better. I want to do that again. And I get to see horses say, oh yeah, that's better. I want to do that again. So setting up the experience and the experiential learning is what this is all about. It's so much fun. Yep, George, there is experiential unlearning as well. Absolutely. It goes both ways. So I'm going to keep this short today. That's my inspiration I'm going to throw out there for all of you guys. Learning is great, and I think we learn a lot from our teachers. Teachers are very important, but I think we learn more from our colleagues, the people who are trying to work through the same kinds of puzzles that we are. And then I think we learn the most from our students when we can pass on things that have been helpful for us, when we can set up the environment so that our students' experience is enlightening and they go, yes, that's better. I want more of that. That is where we learn the most. So I'm going to go do my thing, take my trip, teach my students, but it's weirdly selfish, really, because every time I get to watch that experience unfold for someone else, it helps educate me in how to do it better myself. Experiential learning is what it's all about. So think about what you're experiencing. Think about what your horse is experiencing. Think about what your students and your friends are experiencing. And think about, how do you set that situation up the best possible way so that everyone goes, oh, that's better. Let's do more of that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me for this very brief tea time today. And I will see you next Tuesday.